subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Day 1, January 20th. Trump is sworn in as president at noon on the west front of the U.S. Capitol. In his first Oval Office appearance, before heading to inaugural balls, he signs an executive order directing agencies to find ways to ease the burden of Obamacare. Day 2, January 21st. Trump makes an appearance at CIA headquarters, expressing his support for the intelligence community while attacking the media for reporting that he had a feud with them over investigations into Russian hacking and the election. He also criticizes media coverage of his inauguration, echoed later by Press Secretary Sean Spicer in an angry briefing room debut. Meanwhile, millions of people join Women's March protests around the world, including in Washington. Day 3, January 22nd. Trump starts the day with tweets touting his inauguration TV ratings and weighing in on the weekend protests against him. Watched protests yesterday but was under the impression that we just had an election. Why didn't these people vote? Top aide Kellyanne Conway makes waves with a Meet the Press appearance in which she says Spicer gave alternative facts in his press briefing in regard to inauguration crowd sizes. Day 4, January 23rd. Trump signs 3 presidential directives, withdrawing U.S. support for a Pacific trade deal, imposing a hiring freeze in civilian agencies, and restoring the so-called Mexico City policy that prohibits U.S. aid from supporting international groups that promote abortion. In a meeting with congressional leaders, Trump revives claims of voter fraud, blaming his popular vote loss on 3 million to 5 million people voting illegally. Day 5, January 24th. Trump signs 5 executive actions on energy and infrastructure projects, including 2 memoranda intended to expedite the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines. In a late-night tweet, he references plans to address one of his key campaign promises the following day: "Big day planned on national security tomorrow. Among many other things, we will build the wall." Day 6, January 25th. Trump starts the day with tweets vowing a major investigation into alleged voter fraud. In the afternoon, he visits the Department of Homeland Security and signs executive actions aimed at building a wall on the Mexican border and clamping down on sanctuary cities. Day 7, January 26th. Trump floats a proposal for a 20% tax on imports from Mexico to pay for his planned border wall. His plans for the wall drive a divide between the two countries and lead Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto to cancel a meeting between the two leaders. Trump takes his first Air Force One ride, traveling to Philadelphia to speak at the GOP congressional retreat. Day 8, January 27th. Trump has an hour-long phone call with Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto. He has his first official meeting with a foreign leader, British Prime Minister Theresa May. During their news conference, Trump declines to say whether he supports a reduction of sanctions against Russia. He visits the Pentagon to charge his new defense secretary with rebuilding the military and announce an executive action to clamp down on refugee admissions in the U.S. Day 9, January 28th. Trump's executive order from the previous evening, which suspends the U.S. refugee program for 120 days, bans all immigrants from 7 Muslim countries for 90 days, and orders the administration to develop extreme vetting measures, causes reverberations across the country, with stranded travelers, airport protests, and legal challenges. The president makes a round of phone calls to world leaders, including Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump also signs more executive orders, one to reorganize the National Security Council, another to strengthen ethics rules for the executive branch, and a third directing the military to present him a plan to defeat the Islamic State.